I have a bit of a confession to make.
Oh boy.
Yeah. A few years ago, I hosted this dinner party, and I served my guests what I can only describe as a catastrophic, mushy clump of overcooked spaghetti.
Oh
It
no.
was basically warm wallpaper paste.
That is tragic.
Right. But staring at that absolute kitchen disaster actually sparked a serious curiosity in me. Like, what exactly makes restaurant pasta so perfectly chewy?
That signature bite.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So today we're launching a deep dive into the hidden science of that perfect al dente bite. We're looking at something called viscoelasticity, basically how pasta can be stretchy and firm at the very same time.
It's incredible science.
It really is. Now, before we get into the actual kitchen chemistry, a quick shout out to our sponsor, Silk. If you need help with AI training or automation or integration or even software development, they are your absolute go-to. If you try to uncover where AI agents could make the most impact for your business or your personal life, check out embersilk.com for all your AI needs.
Highly recommend them. So to understand why your dinner party spaghetti turned to mush, we really have to look at the blueprint of the raw materials you started with.
Right.
We're talking about durum wheat semolina.
Which isn't just your standard all-purpose baking flour.
No, not at all. It has this very specific makeup. You're looking at maybe 11 to 15% protein and about 68 to 75% starch.
But those raw percentages don't really tell the whole story, do they?
They don't. The real secret to that perfect texture lies in how those specific proteins form a continuous gluten network.
I love the way our sources visualize this.
Yeah.
If the starch makes up the bulk of the pasta, that protein structure acts like a microscopic cage holding all that starch inside.
It's a great way to picture it. And the architecture of that cage relies on two main building blocks. First, you have glutenins. Think of these as the strong iron bars of your microscopic cage.
Okay.
They provide the elastic strength.
So they basically keep the whole thing from just collapsing into mush.
Yeah. Precisely. But if a cage is too rigid, it just snaps under pressure. That's where the second building block comes in. Gliadins.
Right, the gliadins.
Yeah, in chemistry terms, these act as plasticizers, but you can just think of them as flexible hinges on those iron bars.
Well, like that.
They allow the cage to bend and deform without breaking apart entirely.
So we have this naturally occurring cage, but the part that amazed me is that we don't just leave it to nature. There's some serious human food engineering happening before that pasta ever reaches the grocery store.
Oh, the processing is where the absolute magic happens. Think about making bread dough. You add a lot of water to make it wet and stretchy so it can rise right.
Right?
Pasta dough is completely different. It's intentionally underhydrated, containing only about 28 to 33% water, which makes it incredibly stiff.
And then they force that really stiff dough through molds, the extrusion process, which physically aligns all those protein strands in the exact same direction.
Right. And the final step is crucial, high temperature drying. They blast this extruded dough with heat, sometimes up to 120 degrees Celsius.
Which is intense.
It is. This extreme heat physically welds those protein strands together by forging what are called disulfide bonds. It acts like a molecular superglue that permanently locks the shape of the pasta in place.
Let's bring this right into the listener's kitchen then. When you toss that hard, dry spaghetti into a pot of boiling water tonight, what is actually happening at a molecular level?
A pretty violent reaction, actually. Those starch granules start absorbing the boiling water, and they desperately want to swell up and explode.
Hurts the cage.
Exactly. That highly engineered cross-linked protein cage we just talked about, it physically restrains them.
So when you nail that perfect al dente texture, unlike my dinner party disaster, what you're tasting is an outer layer of starch that is fully softened or gelatinized while the inner core remains tightly locked inside that protein cage.
You've got it. The starch is trying to burst out, but brilliant human engineering is holding it back.
And the craziest part of all this engineering to me is the nutritional side effect. Because that tight protein cage physically restricts the starch from swelling completely. It actually takes our body's digestive enzymes longer to break the starch down.
It's a fantastic bonus. You end up with a much lower glycemic response compared to eating something like white bread. The sugar hits your bloodstream much slower.
It really highlights how far food science has come. We're engineering meals that aren't just incredible to eat, but are actually designed to work better with our bodies. It's incredibly optimistic.
It completely changes how you experience a simple meal. So the next time you bite into a piece of penne, think about how the invisible molecular bonds and the specific thermal history of that exact piece are actively and perfectly resisting the mechanical force of your jaw.
I will definitely be thinking about molecular superglue the next time I make dinner. If you enjoyed this deep dive, please subscribe to the show. Hey, leave us a 5-star review if you can. It really does help get the word out. Thanks for tuning in.